Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed? Get up!
You're too funny.
Theodore, I saw in your emails that you'd gone through a breakup recently.
You're kind of nosy.
Am I? You'll get used to it.
Hey guys, Lucas here again for another movie review. Today we're going to be talking about the new Spike Jonze film, Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, and the voice of Scarlett Johansson. Her is set in the near future in Los Angeles and follows a man named Theodore, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who purchases this new operating system voiced by Scarlett Johansson. And as he gets to know her and as she gets to know him, they eventually develop a relationship and eventually fall in love with each other. I'll start off with the performances of this movie because I think they really anchor this film. Joaquin Phoenix as Theodore I thought was great because Theodore, he's a really nice guy but kind of an odd guy. And I think that Joaquin Phoenix kind of captures the eccentric side of Theodore, but also making him very likable and sympathetic. And I really liked him a lot in this movie. And Amy Adams, who plays one of Joaquin Phoenix's friends, I really liked her a lot. I kind of felt that she was the voice of reason through this movie a lot of the time, and really a lot of the stuff that she was saying I kind of really agreed with. So she was always welcome whenever she was on screen. But who really surprised me in this movie was really Scarlett Johansson as Samantha, the operating system. And I know this might sound condescending because it is just her voice, but I really think that Scarlett Johansson might give her best performance here, because even though she's in a computer, she really captures all the new feelings and the new emotions, and you really buy the progression of this computer into almost a human being. And I felt that she captured everything that Samantha was going through, and the chemistry between her and Joaquin Phoenix I all thought was incredible. I think the best way to describe her character in this movie is like HAL 9000 if he had a vasectomy. What I think makes her one of the most fascinating movies of the year is really just the exploration into relationships. And I think the film really is kind of a critique on modern day relationships, because a lot of people nowadays are more into their electronics than having an actual connection with another human being. And I felt that this film kind of blurred those lines extremely well, while having a strong enough story to where the metaphors for nowadays don't feel too overpowering. And I really just felt that a lot of the conversations in this movie were just really fascinating, and really they have to, because this movie really is conversations between Joaquin Phoenix and Amy Adams, and the relationship between him and Samantha, and both of those things were just equally fascinating, which makes this movie just really interesting to watch. I really think the movie brings up a lot of interesting points on what it means to have a real relationship, because of course in the movie there's a lot of people that are like, what, you're dating your computer? And then there's other people that are really accepting about it, and I feel that it was handled in a realistic way. And I feel like the movie has a lot of things to say about, you know, relationships, and how maybe this relationship is more real than a lot of these human relationships that a lot of us have nowadays, which is kind of true, I think, when you think about it. And what's also just really thought-provoking is that this movie, to me, is extremely relevant, because when you think about it, this is probably a reality that could happen in a few years from now. I mean, we already have an extreme amount of technology that is highly advanced. I mean, basically this movie is just like Siri, like 2.0. And when you think about how like this could happen in the very near future, it's just all the more crazy. I think you got a really beautiful love story here. I think you got an interesting premise. I think Spike Jonze really nailed it out of the park, and I think Her, if you really can get into it, is one of the more fascinating movies you'll see this year. For that reason, I'm going to say you got to check Her out in the theater, and I'm going to give it 4.5 stars out of 5. So that's my review of Her. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if you thought that the film had brought up interesting ideas. And I want to know, what is your favorite Spike Jonze film? And if you like this review, please subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.
We're only here briefly, and while I'm here, I want to allow myself joy.
I've never loved anyone the way I love you.
Me too. Now I know how.